Still here. Welcome back, guys. Appreciate you guys still following along. If you're just tuning in, my name's Jake Nolan, Nolan Fabrication, it's my channel. If you're just tuning in, I'm documenting one of my builds, and it's a 50 Plymouth Suburban. For everyone else that has been following along, thank you for your continued support. Really appreciate it. I'm still working on the floors. Still working on the floors. I'll get them done. Don't you worry. The front, pretty much done on the last episode, but now I'm working on the trans tunnel hump, whatever you want to call it. And what else? One thing that I didn't get documented or record was on previous episode when I was working on the steering, I needed the adjustment for the inner and outer tie rods. I went and had those machined. Those are put on. I didn't document that. You just have to take my word for it. They're on, so my wheels are now aligned and not wall-eyed. Anyway, that was some progress. Still working on using the remnants of the 49 through 51 floor pans, and I'm going to take the tunnel for what was existing, what would be for a flathead. This is, totally different application, but a lot bigger parts underneath the floor rather than a little baby flathead and a little 3-speed transmission. So what I plan on doing is kind of tiling all the parts and pieces together, cutting them up to see where they'll, fit. Because I don't want to just, buy all the sheet metal and then have it just go to waste. So I'm gonna tie it all in, and I'll get to it in this episode. And hopefully everything goes well. I'm not a licensed fabricator. It's not my background. Fabrication came to me because I fabricate designs. I'm a designer, illustrator. But cars have always been a passion to me. So, fabrication. It's creative. It's fine. I'm getting there. I'm doing my best. Obviously, if you read the disclaimer, you'll know that I'm just a dude, trying not to get tetanus. And I'm wrenching like every other hobbyist or gearhead, cobbling stuff together, and having a good time doing it. So, if you will, guys, keep on following, like, comment, subscribe, give you a thumbs up, and keep tuning in. But I'm just gonna get right into it. I'm gonna be right underneath the car, grinding, welding, and it's gonna go the whole car up, down, so I can work on the inside and on the underside and what have you. Anyway, we'll get to it. Again, thank you. I appreciate you all that are following, and let's get after it. All right, so I wanted to make sure I showed you guys this. So I'm putting in the floors, and I'm using, these are the braces that I got with the whole set from the 49 through 51 Ford sedan. They gave me 4 of these braces. And so I'm taking these braces and let's see, do I have the other one? Don't have the other one. So what I did was, there's a piece that's underneath the car and I'll show you. So I sliced it right here. I cut a chunk out and then I folded this up over and then so it has almost a 90 that would fold up. And I put it in like here. These I just put in as supports for the floor. The interior rocker is fine. So these supports, I use these supports to tie into the floors for extra stability or strength. Well, here's where I come into an issue. Because of the trailing arms. And do you see that? Get up in there. Wants to rest right there. Now I have the car up on the lift, but I put a stand so I can put all the weight on the rear. So the rear is already compressed. Okay. Sorry for the low light, guys. So what I'm doing now, where'd it go? Is I cut out a couple of these tabs. So it'd be on both sides. What I'm gonna do is put this, so I just use the same angle, the same support floor brace. I just cut a piece of it off and I drilled a couple holes so I can weld it in underneath. Hold on, one-handed here. Lift the floor up, and I don't know if you can tell underneath there, but it's not, the top of the frame is, it's like it's boxed like this. So the top of the frame has this little kick up because it's boxed in, there's a weld on top. So it's only flat on, it's flat, but not down the middle. So I put this little piece here as far in as should go, and then I'll weld her in there, and then I'll do the same for the opposite side, and now I have clearance above the trailing arm. This is going to be lopped off, and then I'm going to have a tunnel that's going to come up. So I don't mind the hump, to be honest with you. Rather than have like a, I think I said before I was gonna have like the back floor and then make a cut and then level it up, and now I have this like transition. This way it's just kind of like a smooth slope, kind of like the front, only there's no massive transmission that's in the middle of the way. So anyway, that's what I'm gonna do to resolve that issue. It's pretty well rested. I mean, my only concern is if I'm driving, is it going to rattle? I don't think so, because it's pretty well in there. I mean, it's in there. But anyway, you know, it's not the end of the world, and it's sturdy enough. It's not like you're going to be doing calisthenics in the back seat to crush that. I don't think that wouldn't crush. Anyway, again, as my buddy Alan likes to tease me about it, and me saying it's not a concourse car. It's not. I can guarantee you that the hardware is not the original hardware that mounted the license plate. Okay. So that's what we're going with, and I'm gonna keep cruising along, doing the same thing, but work my way to the other side. The rear, as far as me addressing the seat, the tunnel that I'm gonna have to build to go all the way back to the driveline, or the rear end, the driveline is gonna be right where this support is. And I don't wanna cut this out. Oh, hello. Oh, at least I don't have to grind that off. I got that going for me. The tunnel, the drive line. If this didn't make it any sense, guys, I'm gonna just kind of crawling around here. Here's the seat, but this is the part that I wanna utilize this. So the back end could be like a kind of like a truck, you know, the utilitarian vehicle that it once was. So I gotta resolve that. If the seat raises up a bit, I'm not too concerned about that. But as it, here, let me see if I can get it. Here, if I fold it forward, that leaves the seat there. So drive line would be right here. So I don't know if you could see, I actually drew in like a rough idea as to cutting that in, which might not be a terrible idea. I mean, as the seat would rest, the tunnel would be here, and then have room for the drive line, because it would go almost like right here. All this would have to be hogged out. Not terrible. I might just cut it out and do the whole, you know, Mexican blanket thing. Roll that for a little bit until I can, well, just to cover up the ugliness. But I think what I'll do is I'll cut that. You see it? You know what I'm talking about? This one here. Cut that out. It's a really nice, I mean, support underneath. It's all steel on the underside, so I could pretty well like do a little flat strap or cut like almost like as if there was a hole right through the seat right there. It'd be perfect. But anyway, I'll figure that out. But right now, I'm addressing this. This is all taking a little bit longer. It's kind of trial and error that I'm getting at on this side. But once I figure out this side, the other side should be easier. We'll address that when we get there. But yeah, get it. Stop yelling at me. So I got the car down, finished for the most part on the driver's side. Now I'm going to take care of the passenger side, but I got to address the door sill or the foot sill, the one that it's clearly seen better days. So I already cut out the innards. This is just like angle iron that I welded into the wall. Under on the underside of the car. You won't see those from the top. You won't see them at all, really, but it's just added support for when I actually tie in the floors, because it kind of pinches right in between this and these here. So I'm gonna go ahead and make a template of that side. That one was intact, minus a little patch that I did, but I'm gonna go ahead and do a template of that and then flip it. That'll be this side. And I just ended up getting a big sheet of 18 gauge that I'll just redo that. And then we'll get started with the floor and tie it all in. All right, here we go. doesn't have to be like spot on perfect, because in the end it's just going to be covered up anyway, you know. But if I can get it relatively close. This one I'm probably going to have to file down this side of it too, because I left a little bit of a lip rather than have to weld the exact, like right on the corner. It'd be a little bit easier if I weld on the, after the transition of the corner, if I weld on the top side and then grind it down. Like I said earlier, you know, in the end, I'm just going to end up finding like a, kind of like a running board, like you'd see on like the interior of a, see, like a 40s car, where you get in and the running board's on the inside, and there's kind of like grooved rubber, if you know what I'm talking about. But that's probably what I'll go with, just to cover it up, you know, make it look somewhat half-assed decent. The original, I found the Plymouth running boards, I guess if you'd want to call them running boards. They are, they want near $700 for the damn things. Nope. No thank you. I'll just go and get a piece of sheet metal for $64 plus tax. That'll suffice. Oh yeah, that's artistic. Yep. That's a peach, hon. Yeah. Okay. We just extended arts and crafts by 4 hours today. My fingers hurt. Okay. Just like that. Yeah. Oh, what a peach. Oh, what a dandy. Yeah. Yeah. Well, a little upgrade. I got this little miniature. Hopefully it helps with the sound, and so I don't turn away from me. You can still hear me. I got this other door sill taken care of. I just got to do, I needed to take care of that before I pinch in the rest of the other front flooring. So I haven't got to the back yet, but I'm not too terribly worried about that. I'm at a point now where I'm going to go ahead and lift up the car and get to the underside, so I can weld this inner rocker to the door sill, floor, whatever you want to call it. Just reattach it so it's just structurally sound again, or at least better than it once was. And then I'll start tying in the front panel, and then the foot, the like kickboard or footboard is like wedged underneath this portion, so it's all kind of tiled. Anyway, yeah, that's what we're getting after. So let's lift the car up.
Got it.
All right, guys. So, that's right there. Now that I've got the floor pretty much wrapped up as far as the flat stuff goes, now I got to take care of the tunnel over the transmission. And the support that I got, there we go. The supports that I got already in the car, or I'm gonna attach the transmission hump or doghouse, whatever you want to call it. It had a lower curve of a transition. I just took this piece that I had, I found the center point, and I cut down the middle so I can widen it for this application. And then I measured, got it in there, pinched underneath the floor and the support, and found the curve, roughly like the center point of the curve. And then I took a 1/4-inch wall, 4-inch pipe that I had that's longer than this, and I strapped it to my workbench, and I started just hammering after it right at that line that I made, which was just like a rough idea. And it works out great. So now I can just pinch this, slide this in here, get that down, and it actually pinches in quite nice. And these hash marks that I put, you can see those? Yeah, these little guys. I'll put those down. Those run right over the points where this rests on the support, and then I'll zap those in with the hot metal glue gun, and we'll go from there. And then I have another transition. It's actually, I believe it's the one that goes before this one. It's definitely not gonna be the correct size, so I'll eventually get that up and over there. And then I have another idea as far as entire doghouse from the firewall in to transition into this. I'm actually gonna use, and this is, my dad's got a good buddy who mentioned to him, he's like, yeah, rather than do all the fabrication, I just cut up one of my wheelbarrows. So when I moved into our house, one of the things that the prior owner left here was a metal wheelbarrow. So we use that. But that'll be on another occasion. You'll see me use some redneck ingenuity, and we'll get there on another episode. But let's go ahead and take care of this, and that'll be the end of it for this one. You can be done with me. Till next time. All right, so as I wrapped up on the tunnel for the transmission, I was sitting back looking at it, and then the measurement from here to here, because I spliced in the all these pieces. These are just I bent them to fit this application. I mean, the tunnel that was ordered in the kit that I bought for the floor, I chopped up what was there so it could fit, and in doing so, it didn't have a straight line from here to here. It was all kind of wonky. So I went in, I cut out a piece of 18 gauge stock, and I went underneath it, and I scribed from the top side so it's the same uneven line that this is, so I can get a decent weld all the way across. And now when I get to the point where on a following episode, I'll have just a straight shot for this massive tunnel, and then I'll have to address the rest of the floor, obviously. But this just gives me a nice place to start from when I finish this up. So we'll go ahead and get grinding on this. Well, I'm pretty stoked on how it's turning out. That's the finished product. Looks pretty good. I mean, all in all, at the end of the day, it's just going to be covered up with sound deadener and carpet. But that's all good. That's going to wrap it up for this episode, guys. Thanks for showing support and watching the process. Next run, I'm going to focus on getting this tunnel done, and like I mentioned before, the wheelbarrow. I'm gonna hopefully lift the body of the car up and start placing it. But what I'm gonna do before I do that is make like a buck, like an exoskeleton around the like the bell housing and the back of the block intake. I'll make a buck, just like this cage around it, so I know how close I can get to the block or the engine, not hit it or any of the wiring or whatever. Like a template, I guess. Spit it out. I'll focus on that, the tunnel, and then I'll get this seat that I'm sitting on and start focusing on what to do with this portion underneath me right now. I think it's going to be a little bit more of a challenge than I'd predicted, but that's the fun part. It's the challenge of it, I suppose. But thanks for tuning in, guys. Appreciate the support. You can find me. Sometimes I'll post things like ahead of time before I post this next episode on YouTube, of just little teasers, I guess, if you will. It's still progress on the build of the car, but I'll post on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, and they all, I don't know, cross-contaminate. Anyway, check me out. Keep sporting. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next round. Thanks, guys.